I think so.
Okay, why don't we start? Let's see. I'm going to see a time for our next session here, just to see what we're doing. Yeah, we're all the way to the end of August. Does the 25th work for everybody for another meeting?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it works for me.
Yeah.
All right. Same time, same channel and all that?
Yep.
So, Lisa, what's the first item on the agenda? I don't have it. I printed it and I don't have it in front of me at the moment.
So the first item, oh, hang on one sec, having technical difficulty here. Ah. Come on. I'm having real technical difficulty. What's going on? I think my screen froze, my computer froze here.
Well, let me see if I can find it. I can dig in.
Hang on.
Call to order, next meeting, preparation for meeting with select board.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as you know, we've been asked to have a separate meeting by the select board to discuss regional sewer, which is fine. And I guess just the stuff that I think we should give them to prep. And I was sort of thinking about it. I think the big thing would be to get a copy electronically of the Woodard and Curran report that we had established. And I don't know if they ever kept meeting minutes of the previous meetings that were held between the three towns. Does anyone recollect that? Because I don't.
I'm pretty sure they would have. Not sure.
You would have thought. I don't know. Lisa, could you check on that?
Sure.
Yeah, I never saw any. You know, you would think they would, but.
Actually, I'm not sure if I have the latest and greatest report. It seems like a draft to me.
Yeah, I'll go through it. I know I have one somewhere buried here. I'll find it. John Wayne, can you think of anything else we want to throw in there?
No, that's a start. You know, I've thought about putting together a short piece just to track the evolution of the discussions that have taken place, so that we would have a consistent basis. I haven't done it yet, but it certainly could be done in fairly short order, and make that available to Lisa and whoever would like to take a look at it, if that makes any sense.
No, that's good. That's a good part. Because I don't think I would surmise that most of the board doesn't know what's going on, and you know, it would be a good thing for us to get them up to speed as soon as we can. So
I'll do that and make it available to Lisa, and certainly for any comments or additions, deletions, and just keep it factual.
Yep. And then we can see where that takes us.
I've established most of the reports that we've done for the last couple of years, because we've been going on with this for at least 2+ years, that I can put together and take the highlights of what I think are key parts of it. One is cost, one is timing, some of those things.
Yeah,
so
that'd be good.
That put together. And I can give it to Lisa also. She doesn't have it.
And I think the meeting is the last week of August. Is that correct, Lisa? You know? I think it is.
Well, there was supposed to be one. I don't know off the top of my head. I thought the 22nd.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember somewhere in there, so.
You're talking about
Yeah.
select meeting? It's the 25th, Tuesday the 25th.
25th? Okay. Thank you.
So it looks like Katie Dugan mentioned the meeting minutes are in appendix of the May 2019 report.
Okay.
That's May 29th of this year,
2019?
2019. Oh, so you said May 29. Did you say May 2019 or did you say May 29th report?
I said May 2019.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you.
It is the Phase 1 report. Thank you, Katie.
Okay.
So do you want me to see if I can get a copy of that? And
Yeah, and send it out to, copy us and send it out to the board, please.
okay.
I'm not sure what else we can get them. I think it would be, I think that would be a good foundation, and then we can, whatever they need afterwards, we can dig it up if we have it. Go from there. Lisa, have you heard anything from Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Not a peep. Stasko called yesterday.
I'm glad he listened to our advice. God almighty. And what did he want?
He was actually just asking for Jason's telephone number. And I just gave him his extension.
Asking for what?
For Jason's telephone number.
The grant request issue, I presume.
Probably needs drawings or something so they can file it. I did get a call yesterday, sort of full disclosure, from Paul Legel asking about the project and why are we doing it, and all of that sort of stuff. He's also heard that this is a rumor, obviously, I think, that the property where Feng Shui is going to be turned into apartments. So I suspect that might alter our calculations if that happens, and we would have to, he would have to reapply, I would suspect, if he changes the composition of that building a lot.
There was some discussion of that earlier, and then he kind of backtracked on that. I don't think he's doing that anymore.
So.
One reason why he's been in contact with Jason is because there's water coming down from Cook Estate and going into the sewer drain there. They have their own private septic system there, about a 7,500 gallon septic system. And I think Stasko reported to Jason that they had a leaking septic, but I've been out there and it doesn't smell like septic at all. I mean, I pretty much almost had my head down the drain, and I'm thinking it might be like a leaking irrigation pipe or something, but I have to find somebody that can investigate it. Do any of you guys know who is in charge at Cook Estate? Anybody know anybody that lives there even?
Well, wasn't Tom Hamilton part of the development team on that?
He sold the units. He had no listing for the units.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's how, yeah, all right.
But it is a condo association, so they should be a director of the condo association.
Yeah.
I think the president of the condo association is a woman whose husband has a lot to do with Harvard. I can't remember his name right now. He's also a prominent in the local Catholic church as one of the women who helped do the services. Darn it.
So the reason why it's significant is I think he's hoping that it is a leaking septic system and it would help the cause to say like, well, they should now be hooked up to a sewer, you know, and, you know, if we had something coming down Sawyer and, you know, around the corner. But I'm not convinced that it is a leaking septic yet.
Yeah, I don't even know what they have for, you know, sewage treatment up there. So,
It's a septic system. It's about a 7,500 gallon septic.
okay.
system. So that's the thing there. He's kind of hoping like, well, maybe they have a failed septic. And so maybe there's one more property that could hook up to private or to hook up to public sewer. You know, it's like all the more reason to like push the case that you should be
Or
hooked
they,
up.
or they could fix the problem.
Right, it's true too. That's another alternative. If they even have that problem, I'm still thinking it might even be clean water. We'll see. You gotta find out.
Who normally does those kinds of inspections for you, Pam?
Well, I would send a letter to them saying like you need to get a Title V inspection, and typically that ends up being Rosano Davis, but I'm just not sure who a contact is there yet.
I'll find out who the chair of their condo association is and get the information to you.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else anybody wants to surface?
We just need to make progress on the trued up list of town-owned grinder pumps.
And I saw Dan's thing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And, you know, it's at this stage of the game is midstream, I can put it that way, but it's a reflection of, I think, probably over the years, all the different people that have been involved on the part of town assistants, starting with Diane and then through Michelle and now Lisa and Rosano Davis being involved, and what we thought was an accurate master list that may or may not be, but we just need to get to the end of that and establish what the real facts are and where we are in all respects, and then we can deal with it. But right now, I think it's too early to do anything other than to keep moving forward to try to resolve all the question marks.
Okay.
Hopefully there's something in each one of those files for the properties, Lisa.
What was that?
He said, hopefully the file folders that you have in the office have a little bit more information.
Yeah, yep.
I actually thought, Dan, that you'd find more holes in it than there actually were. So that, because it just to me, it just seemed like the way it was sort of being done, there was a tremendous, I can't even think of the right word, opening for just missing something.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's, you know, address changes and stuff like that. And just lack of information that we have.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get a list from FR Mahoney as well. Hopefully it will be coming in another week or so.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Anything else, Wayne?
Nope.
No? John?
Nope.
Dan?
Yeah, I did. I had sent around kind of an outline on the building permit as far as when the sewer commission should be notified. About a week and a half ago or so. And if you guys, I can send it around again, but if you guys see any other possible reasons why we need to sign off on the building permits, than what I have in the list, you know, just let me know.
Right.
But I gave the list to Lisa, and, it's something that I would anticipate we'd give to the building department and said, if it falls into these categories, you need to sign off from the commission.
Yes.
Well, if I remember correctly, on the back of the actual building permit is an area for the sewer commission to sign if it's required. So.
Right, and that's the question, is whether or not it's required.
Yeah.
What do they think is required, and what do we think is required?
Well, I think if the word sewer is anywhere in any of their contracts, then it's required.
I think so too.
Right. But I mean, if the guy's only putting on a porch, pulls a building permit to put on a porch, obviously that wouldn't be required,
Well, I'm not going to correct you, but you were with us when he who will remain nameless built a porch over his grinder pump.
Yeah.
And then when it got sick, we couldn't get to it.
Yep.
He built it about 2 feet above it.
Yep, good point.
A very good point.
And I think it was requested that it was our problem. So,
Yeah. So maybe the solution is say every single building permit goes before.
yeah. I mean, what if they, what if they're doing, what if they do, well, that's why Lisa gets the big bucks. So. Yeah, I mean, I think it was within reason, but I mean, certainly all the residential ones should come before us. I mean, because the guy could, dig a hole and break a pipe.
Yep.
So I had a question regarding the building permits as well and connection to sewer. So when people put in an application for sewer and it's being processed, the first thing that comes to my mind is capacity. So how did we determine whether or not there's enough capacity, or is it assumed that there's always enough capacity for a single family home to connect to sewer?
Yeah, I think at this point in time, you can assume any single individual property, single family home, there's capacity. I mean, when the plant is running at a higher flow level on an average base, I think we'll all know about it. We'll be, you'll have that concern. But anything that's higher than a single family residential flow should probably be evaluated anyways.
Okay.
Agreed.
And any size, like even if it's a 6-bedroom or 8-bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And then the other question I had was regarding at what point would be reasonable for that sewer connection fee, privilege and fee be paid in full? I know it says on the application 60 days from the time the application is approved, but there's going to be delays and all that. So I've been getting a little bit of pushback from some of the applicants regarding, I put this in November, it was approved in November, and now you're telling me it needs to be paid in full. And they haven't, even if they haven't broken ground yet.
They need to come before the commission after 60 days if they haven't done what they need to do and what they agreed to do when they made the application, and seek an extension. It's very simple.
Agreed.
Yeah, they also have a limited time to actually do the connection. We don't have people squatting on them too. I think is that 6 months currently? Lisa? Is that what's in there?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Is the period of time for them to connect 6 months currently?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I heard that when I first started working here, I thought it was 6 months and also paid in full before they broke ground. So is that what it is? It's 6 months?
I believe it was 6 months because you don't want people squatting on these paid applications. You do want them implemented. And again, if they need more than that 6 month period, they would have to come back to the board for an extension.
Hmm.
And the reason we need that is because it's illegal to reserve capacity now and forevermore. So we need to have a number in there that people have to comply with or come before us and get an extension. And that keeps us straight with the state law requirements that you can't, quote, reserve capacity, end quote, forever. Pretty logical.
Yep.
I have a concern about what happens when people tear down houses and then go to rebuild them. Does that, that's on sewer today, both for the reason of, are they blocking the connection satisfactorily so that there isn't anything that's going to go back, even though there's supposed to be a, you know, a backflow preventer? But that house on Atlantic Avenue that was torn down a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
what do we know that's going to go back up? It could be a 10-bedroom house, or it could be 2 buildings, or it could be something else. So sometimes I think that goes through the radar and sort of gets missed.
I'm
That's
in charge of supervising destruction of structures like that. But it happens pretty fast. I presume all the gas, electricity, and maybe sewer has to be taken care of ahead of time, but who's in charge of that?
That's a good question. I would think it would be the person doing the work should obviously has to call DigSafe and say what it is that they're going to do and where they're going to do it on the property.
I don't know.
So tearing down the house clearly can upset the utilities that are there. So
Yeah, and we should probably, Lisa, put a note if they come by looking for a water abatement, because they've been pouring thousands of gallons of water onto the rubble to keep the dust away. So, and I doubt that they have a second meter there.
What address is this?
Well, it's the old Kennedy House. It's right at the Cunningham Bridge
Good.
on Atlantic.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's a nice structure.
Pile of rubble. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, but when they first did it and you drove by Cunningham Bridge, you couldn't see the water because there's so much dust in the air.
absolutely.
All right. Anything else, guys?
I'm good.
Pam, you
Pam.
good?
I'll get that name to you here shortly.
That'd be great, John. Thank you very much.
I'll send it by email.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
All right, we all set?
I move we adjourn.
I'll second. Wayne? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay.
All right,
Thank you, everybody. All right,
Thanks.
take care.
Bye-bye.